Hi, I'm Tom Moore. I'm Battalion 1 on B Shift, and I'm here today to tell you about an upcoming change that dispatch is making. Beginning July 1st, a dispatcher will no longer be automatically assigned to the tactical channel for all fire alarm calls. The reason behind this is that dispatch a lot of times is operating at minimum staffing. Minimum staffing for dispatchers is 8. So out of those 8 dispatchers, 4 of them are assigned to radio channels. Between the law enforcement primaries, fire primary, and their admin channel, that leaves them with only 4 call takers. Now when a dispatcher is assigned to the side channel for a fire alarm, they're no longer able to be in that call taking position. Between January 1st and March 31st of this year, there was almost 7,000 abandoned phone calls that came into dispatch. So those were a lot of 911 calls, but also calls on the non-emergency line. So those calls went unanswered and the caller hung up. For 911 calls, the dispatcher then has to call back and try and make contact with that person. This takes up a lot of time. And also is not the best for customer service when a caller hangs up and calls back again. So to alleviate some of that, the dispatchers will have more capacity to answer the phone if they're not tied up on side channels. So like I said, beginning July 1st, they're not going to automatically be assigned. If we need a dispatcher to be assigned, the incident commander can request one. And also, if call volumes and staffing levels allow, they will still be able to assign a dispatcher and follow us and dedicate that dispatcher to fire alarms. Now, this is not going to affect any other call types other than the fire alarms. So any structure fires, car accidents, or any other of the typical calls, grass fires, etc., that dispatchers do come to the side channel and are dedicated to that side channel, they still will be. At any time, if you need to upgrade the response or request any additional resources, the incident commander will have to go back to primary and request that. Any updates that come in about the fire alarm, the dispatchers will come to your side channel and they will give you that update. So what the process is going to entail for us, you will be dispatched as normal on primary. When the dispatcher confirms that you are en route, they will give you any updated information about the alarm. Then they will tell you what side channel you're assigned to. So please stay on primary until the dispatcher instructs you to move to that side channel. That way you will receive any updated information they give you. Now, once you're on that side channel and you arrive on location, when the first arriving unit gives their initial radio report, you won't be addressing dispatch any longer. So you can address the other units. If you're just responding with one other unit, you can call that unit in particular, or just make an announcement, all units, engine 1 is on location, etc., with your initial report. What I would suggest is that either the battalion chief or that other single unit going with you acknowledges that they copied that report or that the report was heard, so that the initial company officer knows that they're transmitting and they get some feedback that that initial report has been heard. So like I said before, if you need to upgrade the response, change the response, or request any additional resources, either the incident commander can go back or you can delegate someone else. Delegate the BC. Say, hey, chief, I'm going to need to upgrade this to a structure fire. At that time, if you're upgrading, changing the call type or anything, if you change it to a structure fire, dispatch is going to automatically have a dispatcher come over to that side channel for you. And like I said, if you do need a dispatcher, you can always request one. Our hope, and dispatch's hope, is that this is going to cut down on those number of abandoned phone calls. They are working. They're trying to budget for more staffing. According to national standards, they are understaffed. They're facing the same staffing issues as most departments are. We're hoping that this is going to alleviate the number of abandoned phone calls and let them provide better customer service. All right, so just to recap, it's beginning July 1st. It is only for fire alarm calls, not for any other call type. So remember, please stay on primary until the dispatcher advises you to move to that side channel. That way they will provide any updated information or any information about that fire alarm before you move to the side channel. And again, if you need to upgrade the alarm, change the call type to something else, request additional resources, or request a dispatcher to that channel, you will have to go back to primary and ask for that, or delegate that to someone else. As always, any questions, please contact your battalion chief.